fresh meat. Oh no. Who would have thought the mask would have been the #1 gooner in the show? I love how they always make sure to put her ass in frame, as you'll have the most outlandish shit known to man in the background. Just muscular, steroid-induced man, bag over his head. Heyo! I brought the cake to eat on the road. The building blocks that make this whole trial of misunderstanding is insane work. You know, after watching 15 episodes of Let This Grieving Soul Retire, you would think it would have gotten a little repetitive. Maybe it wouldn't have had the same amount of oomph that it did in the early stages, but somehow Krai in his 1,000 tricks manages to make stumbling both into failure and success, usually at the same time, like it's the first time we've ever experienced it. So, on one hand, this man had the right idea. He said, okay, things are getting a little heated. It feels like my crew and I are going to be thrown into some pretty intense shit. I'm going to take a vacation. I'm just going to leave. Like, so many times I've seen stuff in this show and I thought to myself, if this man just put on a sombrero and a fake mustache and went to Mexico, his problems would probably be solved. And as I'm saying that, he decides to basically do the equivalent of that. No one wants to go with him outside of his, indoctrinated crew that loves him so much. And hell, even some of them are like, nah. Like, Tino didn't want to go. She's like, I am not getting punished. Like, I don't want to deal with the trials. No, thank you. But for the most part, the central crew, who's as psychotic as, well, they come, is like, yeah, we going on vacation. And watching the domino effect. Because it's not just like, oh, here's one misunderstanding, right? And it's funny because, like, he is going in the direction where there's a diplomatic war or something like that, right? No, it's like, there's like 5 different things that are lining up to target him, as everyone back home might die. Now, thankfully, there's at least some competence that has been left behind, so I don't think they're gonna die. I think they're gonna, we're gonna come back from our vacation, right? And they're gonna be like, there's gonna be broken bones left and right. They're gonna look like they went through World War II. But they're gonna survive. They're gonna come out on top. And they're gonna be like, that's our Krai. He gave us an ultimatum. Come on vacation or stay behind. We thought the vacation was the test. No, in fact, staying behind was. All that Krai. And they're gonna get stronger because of it. Because, they're essentially launching war on him. And the remnants are gonna have to hold it together. And it's like, how can one motherfucker be this lucky and unlucky all at the same time? I truly don't get it. Because what he tried doing this week was actually the logical thing. Sometimes in season 1, he would do things and I'm like, man, how do you not see this coming, incorrectly? But him getting the hell out of Dodge was the correct move. But, the Guildmaster, as an example, he's like, he's calling it a vacation, that sly little bugger. Oh, but if he doesn't have the paperwork, he won't get through the front gate. Alright, make sure you target him. And then you got big old Hercules or He-Man over here is like, I'm gonna go hunt him down. It's just, the way it builds into such a brain-dead mess. And somehow, we as the viewer are like, Krai, we're like, there's no way any of this is gonna work out. And then it does, and then we have the same stupid look as Krai, where we look dead at us, we look at each other and we're like, yep, that's what we always intended. We never doubted it. I don't know what made him who he is, but I am convinced that if you, shook him, you grab him by the head, you shake him, about 1,000 rabbit feet would fall out of his ass. That's the only thing that makes sense at this point. That's brilliant. If you got this far in the video, make sure you drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here. Patrons where you catch those full live reactions, all this and more if you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like these. So, I think my overall favorite part though, I don't think I can put one over the other, but if I had to pick, I think Tino's little mask extravaganza. But I gotta admit, that little cake scene when he's dealing with some of the most powerful people and he's like, hey Artie, whatever. It's a very close second. So, Tino stuff, so she's like, she's hustling. And goddamn bless them, they continue to throw every amount of fan service they can. I'm convinced the fan service scenes are here just for different poses for figures that they can sell. Usually it's her thighs or ass, but they even gave her grippers. They gave a little feet shot too. Feet fans are eating well this week between this and what was the other show? The level 9999, Backstabbed in Backwater Dungeon. They also had grippers in that one. So Feet fans, I guess, stay winning. Either way, though, she's hustling. She's trying to do her thing. She's trying to prove. Gets chased by a giant king rabbit. It's fantastic. And then, eventually they're like, hey, we're going to give you an artifact. She's like, I don't want no artifact. Basically, it's like, if you need an artifact to be strong, obviously you don't want to have to, like, it should be a tool. It shouldn't be the thing that makes you powerful. And then he gives her the mask that no one wants. I love hearing her true feelings come out because she's usually so, like, she's nervous, she's soft-spoken. Yeah, she gets a little fired up, but she's like, he's mine, bitches. You skanks don't deserve him. Like, that's the energy she gave off, and boy golly, I thought heads were gonna roll right there, and how embarrassed she got, that was just glorious. I love her so much. She's probably the best character for being real. But the scene in the little diner, though, and he's eating cake, like, I'll be honest, I don't know if we've ever met them before. We might have, but I was like, Krai, I was like, who the hell are you guys? The fact that, I think the directing of this is what makes it funny. There's so many times he won't be paying attention, but we hear exactly what they're saying. But the way they directed it was so brilliant because, like, they're literally talking. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to listen to this, and then they cut, and you kind of hear it a little, but it's muffled because, like, Krai's just talking about the cake. Like, oh yeah, this is actually some pretty good cake. I should probably buy some of this when I go home. What, Artie? Yeah, I don't want to do that. You guys do that. They're having the most, like, the difference of who's probably going to be in charge someday, and probably relatively soon. The Grieving Souls, who have no responsibility in their bones because their leader is who we deal with. And the people who probably should be in charge someday and take things seriously are going to get stepped on. It's so fucking brilliant. The comedy direct, I don't know how it gets funnier, because really, the idea of guy doesn't take it seriously and everything ends up happening and he stumbles into success. Like, they basically are using the same formula every episode, but somehow it feels fresh and new every single time, and it's just so remarkable. Such a good episode. The arc is going to be ridiculous. I assume by the end, everyone's going to enjoy Vacation other than Krai, but he's going to get credit for solving, like, wars. I'm telling you, the amount of rabbit's foots that must be stuffed up his ass. He must have 4-leaf clovers tattooed all over his body. I don't know, bro, but it's fantastic. Also, the illusion bobblehead magic he did of old Artie. Beautiful. Your thoughts down below. What did you think of Grieving Soul this week? Honestly, this is probably some of the hardest I've laughed in some time over this show, but you let me know your feelings down below. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around your Patreon. These are where you catch those full live reactions and more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Andrew Lau, Soaking the Lurker, C, Dennis Jansen, Groundvert, and we also have Colton Nutter. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.